In the previous section, we talked about how we can write a high-quality project with the help of some tools. In this section, we will learn how to use Phonegap APIs and the external Phonegap plugins. I will take you through some of the APIs in this video. Phonegap hooks native functionalities to our APIs so that we can call them using JavaScript. Phonegap APIs provide interfaces to our applications to invoke native functionalities such as camera, geolocation, and accelerometer. Currently, the Phonegap built-in APIs are imported to the application as plugins. We can use external plugins or develop new plugins to extend the Phonegap API. To use the Phonegap API in Phonegap 3, which is the current version, we need to use the Cordova plugin command to add the plugin to our project. For example, if we want to use the native camera, we need to run the Cordova plugin and add the package name of the camera. Once it's added to the project, we can then use the JavaScript API to use the camera to take pictures. The Cordova prepare command will automatically stage added plugins to all target platforms. We download jQuery Mobile and create a basic project structure. Create an index.html file and input some basic jQuery Mobile HTML elements. Create a Phonegap project using the Cordova command line tool. Here is a demo app introducing how to use the Phonegap API. The app is jQuery Mobile based and will demonstrate some Phonegap APIs. The camera API is used to take a picture and the package name is org.apache.cordova.camera. Use Cordova Serve to preview it in the web browser. We need to add it to our project through the Cordova command line tool. The demo will take a picture and display the photo on the screen. First, we create an app folder. Inside this, we create a camera.js, which will include the JavaScript code for the camera. We then create app.module. The module will export a start camera function which will call the Phonegap API navigator.camera.getPicture. This function takes two parameters, a successful callback function and a fail callback function. The successful callback function will be called if the photo is taken successfully and the URL of the photo is returned, while the fail callback function will be called with any failure messages. You will need to link the script file and add essential click events. Let's see how it works. The geolocation API returns the current device location. The package name is org.apache.cordova.geolocation. Now let's add it to our project. Similar to the camera function, we create a geolocation JavaScript file and an app.geo module. The module exports the showLocation function which calls the Phonegap API navigator.geolocation.getCurrentPosition. The callback function will contain a position parameter which includes the current latitude and longitude values. We can pop these values to the screen. Let's now take a look at the demo. The accelerometer API returns the device motion. The package name is org.apache.cordova.device-motion. Add the plugin to our project with the Cordova command line tool. The usage of the accelerometer is similar to that of geolocation. We create the module and call the Phonegap API navigator.accelerometer.watchAcceleration. The function will constantly call the success callback along with the current device motion. The frequency parameter tells how often to return the result in milliseconds. That is, we pop the values of the X, Y, and Z axes onto the screen. This is how it looks on the device. The direction values change while I move the device randomly. In the code, we can see the acceleration change at line 7 and pop the result to spans. Here is how it works. The number changes when I shake the device. The package name is org.apache.cordova.device-orientation. Let's add it to our project. Add a compass.js file and a compass module. We export the start watch function, which will start to watch the change of current device direction. This function will register a watcher which is returned from the Phonegap API navigator.compass.watch heading. Similar to the accelerometer API, it needs to decide the frequency of returning the device direction result. We then implement the handlers to populate the result or display an error message if the operation has failed. We can also stop the watcher by using the Phonegap API. Aside from the JavaScript methods, Phonegap defined a series of events which hook to the native events such as device ready, app pause, app resumed, offline, and online. It's important to use these events for app lifecycle management. The device ready event is fired when the device is ready to use the Phonegap API. All the Phonegap API calls should be called after the device is ready. The pause event is fired when the app is put in the background, while the resume event is fired when the app is retrieved from the background. As seen in the code snippets, Phonegap events are fired on the document and the callback function will be called when the events are fired. Here are some more events. Each of them is very useful. Check the Phonegap documentation online for more information about these events. In this video, I introduced how to use the Phonegap APIs through a demo app. In the current version of Phonegap, the Phonegap APIs are also Phonegap plugins. You should now be able to use any of the plugins from the Phonegap plugin repository. Since Cordova 3 completely changed the way its plugins are built, most of the existing powerful plugins working in Cordova 2 do not work with Cordova 3. In the next video, we will learn how to use the legacy Phonegap plugins in Cordova 2. In the previous video, I introduced how you can use built-in Phonegap APIs. However, when you require functions in addition to the built-in ones, you'll need to use the Phonegap plugins. In this video, we will demonstrate how we can use Phonegap plugins. The demo in this video is based on Phonegap 2 rather than the latest Phonegap 3 version, as Phonegap 3 has made some changes to formalize the plugin usage. However, Phonegap 3 based apps can also use this video as a guideline to import the external Phonegap plugins. Phonegap plugins encapsulate complete and standalone functions such as barcode scanner, Game Center integration, and PayPal integration to extend the Phonegap app's native functionality. The built-in Phonegap APIs are actually plugins as well. Plugins can be found all over the internet. Most of the good plugins are assembled in the Phonegap plugin repository on GitHub. We can clone the Git repository and keep everything up to date. Now, how to use an existing Phonegap plugin. Phonegap plugins always have a very detailed documentation to help the developers to install and use the plugin. It's good for us to understand the structure of a Phonegap plugin. In general, a Phonegap plugin contains a web part and a native part. The web part includes our application logic, which calls the JavaScript hooks. The JavaScript hooks then call the corresponding Phonegap plugin interface. It's a part of the Phonegap plugin source files. The native source files may depend on other native packages, and both the plugin source file and dependencies may require app configurations such as app permissions. Therefore, we need the following steps to import a Phonegap plugin. Include the native source file to the compile path, include the JS file to the www folder, include the plugin to the Phonegap configuration file. Include the dependencies to the project, then change the app configuration by adding or removing permissions. After following these steps, we can use the plugin in our app and build the project. Here, I give you a demo on how to use the barcode scanner plugin. Check out the Phonegap plugin Git repository before the demo. First, initialize a Phonegap Android application and import the project to Eclipse. Now we follow the steps that we introduced earlier. The first step is to include the source files. This requires a new package. Then we copy the Java source file from the plugin folder to our project. The second step is to include the JavaScript file. Create an index.html file, copy the barcode scanner JavaScript file from the Phonegap plugin folder to the project, and link it to the index.html file. After this, we need to add the barcode plugin to the Phonegap configuration of our app. Open the res/xml/config XML file and add a plugin element. The value should be the same as the path of the barcode scanner class. The next step is to add dependencies. The barcode scanner class needs a capture activity to capture the photo stream. This dependency is also packaged with the barcode scanner plugin. We import it as a library and add it to our current project. The last step is to change the project configurations. For the barcode scanner, we need to add 3 activities. You can find them in its README file and simply copy and paste them from there. After these activities are created, we need to set up the app permissions. The barcode scanner needs to use a camera and a flashlight. Now, let's finish our application code so that it will invoke the barcode scanner. Okay, now let's deploy the app to a real device to see how it works. In this video, I have introduced how to use a Phonegap plugin. With the help of this video, you should be able to use hundreds of plugins. In the next section, I will simply introduce you to some server-side technology and how a Phonegap app talks to a web server.